How bad is corruption in the Nigerian government or in the Nigerian system?
Some of the things I recovered were returned back to, the people will recover those things from. For instance, there was this case of somebody will recover 80 S-Class Mercedes-Benz car, brand new, houses, farms, motorcycles, and so forth. In a house in Jabi, under information, we got intelligence, and we went there, we saw all those things. I wrote to the customs, the DG of customs, do these people pay custom duties on these vehicles? 80 brand new S-Class, armored plated. The CG of customs said no, they didn't pay. I wrote to Federal Inland Revenue Service. These people pay tax? If you are importing, if you have this kind of vehicles, if you have money to buy this kind of vehicles, you should pay enormous tax to the Nigerian government. They said no, they don't have any record of them paying tax. So we went to court. We got an order of official, and then the court asked us to, we should take custody of those things. It's interim for official pending the hearing of the case. So I did it. I did a memo to the Attorney General to brief him of what we were doing. But later on, the Attorney General said that all the cases are investigated. They never mandated me. One of them was, came through Panama Papers. You know about the Panama Papers? Mm-hmm. A Nigerian senator, former military governor, was mentioned that he has properties in offshore islands. Since I didn't have the structures to investigate this issue, which is overseas, I went to the DG, NIA, said, look, please, let us work together to do this investigation. And they did the investigation. The report was sent to me. I sent one to the president and I sent one to the Attorney General that this man has over 200 million pounds in the offshore islands.
A former governor, a sitting senator.
He's no longer in the Senate.
No, at the time.
At that time, he was a sitting senator. But he had been president of the Nigerian Senate.
But nothing happened.
Not till today. What of the $69 billion? I got a letter, I didn't prompt them, from an American law firm saying that they have assets or access to a bank account in Texas that has over $69 billion US, proceeds from stolen crude oil. And the 9 billion, 69, the proceeds from the crude oil is 60 billion. The 9 billion is, they mentioned the name, Patrick Aziza, who was National Security Advisor. And I thought it was beyond me. So I wrote to the president that this is what this firm has,
alleged.
Yes. That they are asking for money, that if we make some payment available, that they will give us the orders of the account number, the bank accounts, and so forth and so on. So I went to the president and said, approve, so that we can recover this money. 69 billion, it's a lot of money. Of course, nothing came out of it.
Up to now.
I also did a letter to Attorney General to brief him. But do you know what he said? The day he saw my wife, he laughed in a very sarcastic manner. I think Obla claimed that he will recover 69 billion US as he recovered the money. He was being sarcastic. How would I recover the money when you didn't act as the Attorney General? Somebody has said, look, we have $69 billion of Nigerian money in a bank account in America.
And the government did not take action.
Nothing. Look, it's in the media. If you look at Punch published the story. Punch published this story. Even when Buhari was in office, they did. I think if I would download it and send it to you, nothing was done.
It feels like the government you work for was a failure in that respect.
Why I have said so, that I was disappointed, because I believe so much in the former president, and I worked passionately for him.
But would you attribute the underdevelopment of our country today to corruption?
Why not? Look, if you can, somebody can take $69 billion out of Nigeria. If we have $69 billion, our universities will change. our protagonists, our secondary schools. We have water. And this is just a tip. That is just a tip of the iceberg.
There are so much more.
More.
Sagbaka, as we speak today,
yes.
If anybody say they will form a parallel government, what should they do to the person?
Well, we are running a presidential system of government.
Yeah.
I don't think, that is proper to start, doing a parallel government
Yes.
that was suggested earlier. Yes.
Okay.
That was suggested by, what's the name of this popular economist from Delta?
Tommy, yeah.
He suggested it sometime. He suggested it sometime 2 or 3
No,
months
he
ago.
called it
I
a
think
shadow
it
government.
is very disingenuous.
Okay, he calls it a shadow. See,
It's similar.
Okay,
It's similar.
if anybody talks about a parallel government, I think they should be rebuked and condemned, right? We should rebuke and condemn anybody that
thank
talks
you.
about- Thank you. Do you know your party, APC, said they will form a parallel government if they didn't win the 2015 elections?
Well, it depends on who talked about it and the circumstances. As I speak to you now, I don't really understand the circumstances for that particular statement. But yes.
I'll tell you. In an interview with Shewa Kibaloye, my friend and my brother, on Channels TV, a professor of law, the vice presidential candidate of the APC then, Professor Oshibajo, was asked about the talk about APC, they will form a parallel government, and he defended it. So your vice presidential candidate, and these are facts, was on TV defending a parallel government. So when you are abusing El Rufai today, that they say if they don't win in 2027, they will form a parallel government, Nigeria will go up in flame. Didn't your party set the tone for things like that, Mr. Agbakai? Because we both agree that anybody that talks about forming a parallel government should be fought, should be brought down. But your party was even the one that opened our eyes to talk about forming a parallel government if they don't win. So what should we do to your party? You will tell us that later. Second point, Mr. Agbakai. You also said that when President Tinubu got in, inflation was over 40%, right?
Yes.
Where did you get that data from?
Well, it's a data that is already in the news media. It's in the news. It's not a hidden. It's a public document. Google it. You'll find it. That was the case then. But like we speak,
Mr.
Yes.
Agbakai, inflation rate in Nigeria
yes,
was 22.41% in May 2023.
Hello, Chief Agbakai. We already examined.
no, I'm talking about 2020. I'm talking about 2022. I mean, currently,
No, I'm
it's
saying
22.22%, which is reasonable.
No, wait. You said when President Tinubu came in, inflation was 40%. Inflation was 20.
Prior to
22.41%.
President Tinubu coming in.
No, you said when President Tinubu came in, inflation was 40%. Inflation was 22.41%.
Okay, maybe
then
I
it
missed.
went up to over 30%. Then inflation did not really come down. No, what they did was that they changed the way, the parameters, the base at which they calculated inflation, and there was a drop in the number because they changed the parameter. So those are the facts.
This government, by their colossal failure, today, the most difficult candidate to sell is any APC candidate, whether at councillorship level, House of Assembly, House of Rep or Senate, or governorship. And that is why you cannot defend Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You cannot promote Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You cannot campaign for Bola Ahmed Tinubu and not look stupid. And that was what happened to my brother and friend, Festus Keyamo.
Dino Melaye has said it all. But let me ask you, do you agree with Dino Melaye? I concur. I agree with him 100%. See, anybody will want to go for a stupidity competition, right? You want to go compete to win a war for stupidity. Just learn to defend Tinubu. Do you understand? Did you see the moment this guy was trying to come against this guy? What was his name? this one they say they accused of calling for parallel government, okay, shadow government, Pat Utomi, okay. His voice was loud, but the moment Rufai Hussaini reminded him that your party was the first to call for parallel government, not even shadow government, he became dumb. He started stuttering. Somebody that was fluent, he suddenly developed speech impediment. Didn't you notice it? See, we say we are not ready to do something, right? Did you just hear him? That man said a senator, a former governor, who stole $68 billion. These people, where are they taking this money to? 68. Even in Naira, 68 billion in Naira is already a big money. But we are talking of in dollar. Yet, the president, the attorney general, couldn't, give an approval for this person to be investigated, for the money to be returned. You know why? They are fellow criminals. Let me ask you, Wicked that presidency said recently, they want to investigate the land we are talking about, okay, that worth some trillions, right? In Abuja, that say the president want to investigate. Have they investigated him? Have you heard of the report? You have never heard of the report. You know why? Corruption cannot fight corruption. That's why you see Peter Obi is the only man. If nobody who claim to me well for Nigeria do not support Peter Obi, let Pablo Escobar continue. I cannot in good conscience go and support a fellow thief. Was it not Atiku that sold NEPA? When they were privatizing most Nigerian stores, was it not Atiku? Is Atiku telling me that it's clean? I remember this man, I shared his video here the other time. What's his name? Mr. Barrister Azu became the hoteler. He was talking about how a senior police officer confided in him that when they were contesting in 2023, that the only person that has not called him to defend or release any criminal is only Peter Obi. But Atiku, Tinubu, they are not clean. So I cannot in good conscience, because corruption cannot fight corruption. They swim in corruption. Are you guys understanding me? So you say, Atiku, and this, obviously you don't know what you want. Obviously, maybe you're one of the political jobber. That's the truth. How come with the way Peter Obi's mouth is large that they've not seen anything to indict him? They would have published it now. They would have published it. I beg, share this video, like it so Facebook and YouTube can recommend it. Share it until it gets to them. But let me ask you, do you think it's easy to defend APC and Tinubu? Do you agree with Dino Melaye's submission on this video? What is your take, friends? Let's discuss at the comment section. In case today is your first time coming across my video, this only goes on platform, a platform that tell you undiluted truth. The Lord bless you.